This workout will help you build stronger bones and support your joints, especially the hips, the spine and the shoulders. I'm Kirsty, your qualified menopause fitness instructor, and today we're using weights, safe impact movements like stomps and marches, and strength exercises to protect against bone loss. Everything is low impact, joint friendly and perfect for midlife, menopause and beyond. So let's get into it. Let's get going with a V march. So stand towards the back of your workspace, feet fairly close together, and we're gonna step forwards and out and then back. So forwards and out and then back. Start to bend the knees a little bit, so as we're coming forwards, we're dropping down, but just work into that movement as we're starting to warm up through the legs, through the hips. Well done. Good job. Okay, brilliant. From here, we're gonna go for some side taps. So we're just gonna go side to side, side to side. Are you ready? Let's do this. Good job. So the thing about loading through our bones is that our bones are living tissue. So they respond to stress, and the stress that we're gonna put them under is impact and resistance. But it's not gonna be jumping, okay? Because I know for lots of you that's not where you're at, which is totally fine. So we're gonna be using stomps instead, which is a really sort of joint friendly and low impact alternative to doing some jumping. So that's what you're gonna see in this session today. Brilliant. Okay, last little thing we're gonna do is we're gonna really work into a high knee march. So driving that knee up nice and high, keeping your upper body nice and straight. Get those arms involved. Good job. Well done. So really working into that nice high knee drive, as high as you can manage. Don't worry if you can't lift your knees up too high. That's totally fine. You do you. You work through your level. Amazing work. And let's take a little break there. Good job. Okay, we're gonna get into the session now. I'm gonna be using a couple of sets of weights with me in this session today. This is just a quick 10-minute workout. If that's not long enough for you, please feel free to go through and do it for a second time and make it into a circuit workout where you can do it 2 or even 3 times. But this is what we're gonna be working with today. So get that stuff ready and we're gonna meet you right back here to get the workout started. I've got my medium weights here that I'm gonna be using. This is a set of 5 kilo weights and we're gonna start with some heel drops. Now you don't have to use weights if you don't want to, but what we're gonna do is just gonna come up onto our toes and then just bring the heels down. So up and drop. So all you're doing here is just signaling to your body that you are adding in a little bit of impact, which is just gonna start to stimulate that bone growth. And holding the weights, if you are choosing to do that, is just adding some extra body weight essentially to this movement, which is just gonna add to that impact. But again, no jumping. So this feels really safe. Okay, so really not gonna be overly stressing your joints, but it will help to stimulate that bone growth. And take a rest. Fantastic work. Well done. Let's pop the weights to the side just for a moment, and we're going to do some forward lunge stomps. Now, if you're already thinking, I can't do forward lunges, don't worry, you're just going to do a forward step. I'm going to show you both options. So the forward lunge, and we're just doing this on the first side, is we're going to step forwards and come back in. We're going to stomp as we work, okay? So stomp and come back in. If you just want to step, so less of a lunge and more of a step, then you do you, okay? You work with what you have, what feels good for you. Let's keep that back nice and straight, because whilst we're wanting to load up our skeleton and really work into the bones, okay, we still want to protect the spine, especially if you are already suffering from any osteopenia or osteoporosis. Let's keep that back nice and straight. Okay, good job. And take a rest. Fantastic. We're gonna work into the other side, okay? If you're finding that this is particularly challenging into the knees, then please do just reduce that range of movement and just work into just a little forward stomp instead. Something is always going to be better than nothing, okay? Work into the first couple and then really get that stomp on if you can. Good. So nice and upright. Good. Stomp. Well done. Good. And as you develop your strength and your confidence with these exercises, you can add resistance bands, you can add weights into your hands, whatever you want to do, okay, to make this workout work for you, you do that, okay? You take control of your own health and well-being. Take a rest. Fantastic. Brilliant work. Let's pick up the weights again, and we're going to work into some heel digs with a hammer curl. So now we're going to work into the shoulders as well as the legs. So here we're going to dig one heel forwards as we're bringing the weight up to the shoulder. Dig and curl. Dig and curl. So a little bit of stomp, a little bit of impact into that heel, into the ground. Good. Back stays nice and straight. Amazing. Making sure that your neck is nice and aligned as well. So you want to keep those ears in line with shoulders. Imagine you're wearing some really, really long, dangly earrings. They should be brushing your shoulders. Amazing. Keep it going, nearly there. Well done. Awesome job. Okay. We're going to bring the weights up to your shoulders next. So you're just going to hold them onto your shoulders. You can literally lightly rest them onto your shoulders if you'd like to. We're going to sit into a squat, then we're going to come up and you're just going to stamp one leg down. And then we're going to go to the other side. Are you ready? Down and stamp. Down and stamp, okay? I want you to really channel your inner toddler, okay? Someone's just said no to you and you're not having it, okay? So just really stamp. Good. And stamp. Brilliant. So here we're loading through the hips, the femur, your longest bone, the one in your thigh, and also into the spine. Holding those weights is also giving you additional resistance to work against. Take a rest. Fantastic. Okay. We can do a weighted march now. You can hold one weight overhead, or you can hold two weights separately. It's totally up to you what you want to do for this one. I'm going to hold the two weights, but you can go for one. So bring those up overhead, and we're just going to march. Okay, so just march. Now, quite often in some of my other workouts, if we're working on core, I'll say quiet feet. I want to hear quiet feet for a core that's really controlled. But today, we're not doing quiet feet. So I want you to actually stamp those feet down a little bit, okay? Not too much, but you want to make sure that you can feel your foot hitting the ground. That's what we're working on, okay? This exercise is great for building foot and ankle strength, as well as keeping that spine loaded and the hips, and of course the arms. Good job. That was awesome, well done. We're gonna work into an incline push-up. I'm also gonna show you a variation for the wall. And of course, if you want to use your mat, if you're a seasoned exerciser and you can already do your push-ups onto the mat, then please do that as well. Let's go. So here we're working on getting that chest all the way down to your surface, whether that is your wall, whether it's your kitchen work surface, it could be your sofa, it could be a coffee table, the first step of your staircase. Just really working here on keeping the hips nice and straight. Okay, we don't want to have any dippy hips or any hips that are left behind. So you want to keep your hips nice and straight. And here we're working on loading through the upper body and the wrists, which I know are tricky for a lot of you. So that's it, you're almost done. Take a rest. Fantastic work, brilliant work. Okay, you can go as heavy as you like on this next exercise. We're working into a deadlift, which is such a great exercise for the back of the body. I'm gonna work again with my 5 kilo weights. We're gonna come into a hip hinge position. So you're gonna push those hips back, keep the weights really close to my legs And then as I come up, I'm gonna bring the elbows up nice and high. So hinging down, little bend into the knee, up and upright row. What we're not doing here is we're not working into any, what we call flexion or extension in the back. So we're not bending through the back. The back actually stays really straight. We're working into a hip, working into the hip hinge here. Okay, so this is actually really great for the back. If you can get that hip hinge just right. Almost there. Excellent work, well done. Okay, final exercise, but it's a unilateral, so we're gonna do one side then the other. We're gonna work with the left side first, and I'm gonna hold the weight to my body. Just follow along with me on this one. I'm gonna bring my knee up, and then I'm gonna bring the leg out as I bring the weight up, okay? You can break this down into its component parts. So you can just hold the weight here, and then just do the leg raise and the knee raise. You can do the knee raise here, and then you can do the leg raise with the weight. You can just do the leg raise, whatever you want to do, okay? You have the power to do that. If balance has deserted you at this point in the session, don't worry. You can take the weight out altogether. You can tap your foot down. You can hold onto a wall, the back of a chair, whatever it is that makes you feel confident and safe, okay? Take a little rest. We're gonna go over to the other side. This is the last exercise now because it's a really, really short one today. But as I said, if you want more, then you can do this again. I also have another bone health workout, which I will link in this workout as well. I'll link it in the session description, that you can give that a try. A lot of the similar sort of stuff, you've got more stomps, but it's a longer session. So if you're looking for something a little longer, then that might be for you. Good job, well done. Breathing all the time, remembering that you can upscale or downscale these exercises if you need to. Brilliant. Last one then, and take your rest. Amazing work. Stick with me for a quick cool down if you can. We're gonna work into the quads, the hamstrings, and also we're just gonna do a final full body cool down in just a sec. So let's stretch out those quads. So bring the knees together, hips facing forwards. And you can do this lying down, you don't have to do this standing. Push those hips forwards as you stretch through. So really keep those hips pushed, knees together. Amazing work, good job. If you enjoy home workouts and you'd like to have some more, then please check out the channel. There are plenty on there. Let's switch sides. And if you're interested in supporting the channel more directly, then you can click the join button and have a look at the different tiers of support for the membership and all the exclusive perks that go along with that as well. Amazing, almost there. Brilliant work. And now let's just give the hamstrings a little stretch here. So push the heel into the floor, bring up the toes. Again, keep that back nice and straight. So we're not rounding out over the back, keeping the back nice and straight, hips aligned. Standing up and over to the other side. Heel down, toes up, back straight. Amazing work. Good job. And finally, let's finish with a beautiful sweeping exercise that we absolutely love to do on this channel. So bringing the arms out to the side, hands up overhead, fingertips as long as you possibly can make them, all the way to the edges of your room. Sit down into a little squat, nothing major, and come back up and round. So really trying to brush the ceiling, the walls, and the floors with your fingertips, just to really stretch out, mobilize those joints, because that is as important in supporting your joints as building the bones themselves. We want to make sure that everything is looked after here. And take a little rest. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this super quick session. If you want more like this, let me know in the comments. Let me know the kind of sessions that you want. I can only make the sessions that you ask for, because otherwise I'm just going to be making a whole load of things that you don't want. So let me know what you want and I will make those sessions, because this channel is exactly for its members. So please let me know, and I will see you right back here for the very next one. Take care. Bye.